Number 12. Parallel it all to prophecy, latter days, and Jerusalem, and complete Jewish Bible scripture. So complete Jewish Bible being closest to the truth. You've got the King James version, which is a Luciferian belief system. It's coded. You've got so that's again sun worship. So originally the law would have been written on a scroll. It would have been in Paleo Hebrew, which is the first written language. So this is the oldest written law, and the reason they have done the ritualistic burning of scripture throughout the ages and only allowing people to translate it from, like, for example, the Greek language, is because that was inverted from the Paleo Hebrew language, which was the Aleph Bet. Then you've got the Greeks used to inverted that to the Alpha Beta, down to today where we've got the alphabet. So yes, the complete Jewish Bible is the closest to the truth. There's key words that are changed to hide their paganism and the law. If you do look into that, you will find that what's going on today is the direct opposite of what's written within that, and it makes it blatantly obvious as well that is and it's also what's recognised within the courts. It's not acknowledged in the courts, but however it can be restored. It will be restored by grand jury, and that is I'll get to that a bit later on. Number 13 is start profiling the empathic and the narcissistic, that being the first initial divide. Also being relatable to the parable, which is the wheat and the tares. So for example, say you have gone through the majority of the 26, now not 22 to-dos. It's always been 26, but no, the extra 4 is being publicised. And you make it right to the end, but you've not profiled people, and you've got within your grand jury a narcissistic. This is just one of the reasons of many. They have not got any morals, while they have only orientated around themselves. So it wouldn't take much for somebody to approach them, offer them a certain amount of money for them to sabotage everything that you have done, and it will only take one to sabotage it out of the 25, and 25 is a minimum as well. Number 14 is start doing the inverted from fact, not feeling. For an example, so when you are on this path, you will need public support, local public support. It won't take much for a multi-trillion dollar corporation to spend 1 million on taking you out. So you might feel, for example, that nobody is going to listen to you. However, the fact is that people do listen, and people will listen. So it's important to focus on the facts, not feelings. Similar to how when you will be doing your block, blind spot and trigger work, you need to go off facts and not feelings, and more so because feelings can be and will be manipulated, the facts can't be. Number 15, be honest, the light, self-publicise and educate and expose it all locally, preferably with leaflets, which are these, the revelation of Revelations, and that's got a lot of information within it, and it's down for the people to go and not take your word for it, but go and investigate for themselves, and you're not obligated to convince anyone. That's including the police, social workers, or anybody else that tries to break the law or act unlawfully. You are not obligated to convince them. You can only warn them. If they choose to ignore the warnings, then it's the consequences that they themselves will face. But if anybody wants the infographics, if anybody wants the leaflets, just feel free to PM me on here. And well, you'll have to add me on Facebook because you can't send PDF files through TikTok. So search me up on Facebook and I can send you over like that, as well as the no input Revelations Basics library, which is basically a library with infographics covering from the law, narcissistic abuse, the faith inversions, and then there's a whole other section to do with the coding, etc. that's used, plus much more. Number 16, build a foundation of local profiled advocates and faithful support. Or for anybody that happens to be watching this, that's local to Stoke-on-Trent, Newcastle-under-Lyme, just feel free to send me a PM. Number 17 is note that the net, the altruistic and the cold are evenly spaced apart internationally. So if you look at the public inquiry also being on a global international scale, so is the net, and as more and more people start to take part in the public inquiry, the more the net starts to close on the adversary. Number 18 is revoke deceived consent in self-publicised and served public notices. The self-publication of notices, etc., is due to the Freemasonic system controlling all different media. So when you start to self-publicise things, it then on top of other various components becomes law, not legal.